willing to go far and beyond. Did the rail, saw you came up the other day. Did the rail, willing to please you in any way. I said you've been watching me, I know you've been stalking me. I know you like chocolate, kiss me from the head down to my feet. Baby, glory on me, baby. I know you wanted to rail. I know you wanted to rail, baby. I know you wanted to rail. I know you're the only one. They call you the only one. You said I'm the only one that can make you come. You said I can do it, baby. You said we can do it safely. You said you want me to grind and from behind. You said grown men won't know, 24/7 on the go. You said keep the rail running deep in that hole. I'm like, baby, goddamn, I'm on it right now. I'm like, baby, let's get it. Let's do it like that. I know you wanted to rail. I know you wanted to rail, baby. Slow I know you wanted to rail. They call her the creepy people. She says she wanna know the sequel, to let her tongue go low. She says she likes to do it, trying to dig full of spit. Look, did the rail, no hands, let the mouth expand. She got my shit hard and ready. Look the way she like to go steady. Did the rail, about to go and let it flow. Baby, you wanna let time waste right now. Wanna hear you make that freaky ass sound. I know you wanted to rail. I know you wanted to rail, baby. I know you wanted to rail. something like T-Prey. I like LB. I like Verla. I like Mommy. Yellow Rose of Texas. I like KIY, NY, 007. Something like T-Prey. I like LB. I like Verla. I like Mommy. Yellow Rose of Texas. I like KIY, NY, 007. I like them dark skin. I like them light skin. I like them caramel. Tell me where you been. I like them dark skin. I like them light skin. I like them caramel. Tell me, baby, where you been. Give me some of that chocolate. Give me that chocolate, baby. Was a bitch. All I wanna do is this. Motherfucker don't know. Need to real in this bitch. Niggas like to go low, but they can't get with this. Nigga trying to make money, starting off real hard. Nigga couldn't even go. Wanna know what's the show? Need to real on the mic. YouTube streets in the night, doing all that he could. Nigga gon' keep it hood. But the haters won't top me, motherfuckers won't block me, assholes gon' flag me, motherfuckers can't stop me. Hating ass niggas everywhere, jealous niggas wanna sit and stare. Need the real, better be aware, hating niggas better be aware. Hating ass niggas everywhere, jealous niggas better sit and stare. Need the real, better be aware, hating niggas better be aware. Need the real, getting lit, yo. Need the real like FICO. Need the real score higher than a 7-800. That's not a typo. Need the real on horizon. Channel growth is higher. Troller trying to play me. They a motherfucking liar. AFW on a corner. Can't depend on honor. She recruit another sect. Now she is a wreck. Lame niggas in another space. Seeing dollar signs in this place. Good guys gon' protect the place. Trying to keep the fucking haters away. Hating ass niggas everywhere. Jealous niggas wanna sit and stare. Need the real, better be aware. Hating niggas better be aware. Hating ass niggas everywhere. Jealous niggas better sit and stare. Need the real, better be aware. Hating niggas better be aware. Hating ass niggas everywhere. Jealous niggas wanna sit and stare. Need the real, better be aware. Hating niggas better be aware. Hating ass niggas everywhere. Jealous niggas better sit and stare. Need the real, better be aware. Hating niggas better be aware. Bitches went piano, then hopped on another piano, went back on another piano. This is a motherfucking scandal. One asking for cash out, the host asking for cash out. Niggas that shit up on another platform, content was crap. Then another bitch ass follow. All the smoke holes, identity withheld, but who fuck wanna know? Now it seems like Smoke Lane 2.0, binary and small thug, two crying assholes. A nigga got deserted by fat ugly hoes, left him for nothing, now he really feeling low. Nigga crying out for help, cause he didn't get help. Couldn't believe that grown man and the only one left. A nigga feeling like a reject, trying to create his own set. Mr. Smoke Thug know that he is a rat. Chasing smoke holes who are now cold hoes. A nigga talk like a white man, a nigga look like a black man, a nigga think like an Asian. This is confusion. A nigga talk like a white man, a nigga look like a black man, a nigga think like an Asian. This is confusion. Smoke turn to cold. Smoke turn to cold. Got a clone ass nigga saying that he a troll. Nigga derail, look around, and I don't even think so. You fucked up another damn platform, then you all in on. Tryna come at the Godfather, nigga, you must be bothered. Same motherfucking playbook, nigga, you know you should. Derail on the prowl for all of y'all. Motherfucker like Max B. You don't wanna fucking see me, nigga, King Kong crazy, nigga, you fucking lazy, motherfucker like Humble King, road worker with a fucking dream, better get a goddamn team, LW ain't in, roll up in the chat, you don't wanna deal with that. DJ Brown is the motherfucking Godfather, and that's a fact. Shut out to the good guys, cross your T's and dot your I's. Motherfuckers wanna ask why, the good guys don't have to ask why. DJ Brown the Godfather, DJ Brown the Godfather. A nigga talk like a white man, a nigga look like a black man, a nigga think like an Asian. This is confusion. A nigga talk like a white man, a nigga look like a black man, a nigga think like an Asian. This is confusion. Smoke turn to cold. Smoke turn to cold. I know you want me to rap, baby. Cold. I know you want me to rap, cold. I know you want me to rap. Oh, yes. I know you want me to rap. Welcome, everybody. This is D Durrell with the Conscious Clientele. Happy to be here once again. I hope you enjoyed the music. I see more and more people are definitely becoming fans of the music. Again, guys, if you want to download D Durrell music, you can go look at the bottom there, ddurrellbandzoogle.com. You can check out some of my music. I have some other singles I need to download on the website, but you can get your choice of music that you can download. It's just 99 cents. Support your brother. Appreciate everybody for being here. So guys, let's get to it. Again, guys, I haven't done a lot of content this week. I chose not to. Had a lot of different things going on with the business and so forth. Things are going to be looking like this for a while now. Before I continue, I'd like to give a shout out to Exposing the Manosphere for sending me a $5 cash app. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate it so much, to the Janice house. Let's get back to it. So I haven't done a lot of content this week. I've been definitely dropping gems at D Durrell Life Solutions, and I'm telling you guys, I've been slowly but surely getting a lot of traction. A lot of people have been appreciating the content that I am dropping at D Durrell Life Solutions channel. Check it out. I'm talking a lot about relationships and so forth, psychological issues within the Black community. I would definitely encourage you to check it out. Please subscribe and share the videos, because the videos that I've been dropping the last month are definitely helpful, not only to you, but maybe some family member or friend that may be dealing with the issues that I've spoken about, because the issues that I've spoken about are highly represented in the Black community and throughout American culture, period. Now, as you all know, guys, there has been a continuation of the name Umar Johnson and Kevin Samuels. This has been the dominant topic throughout all of YouTube. Okay? It has been dominant. Everybody wants to talk about it. Everybody's talking about the Manosphere. You all know that I've been in the Manosphere for years, and I've talked about the Manosphere from time to time. I've done Manosphere content, and sometimes I've done videos and I've done content on things that people in this sector did not understand, didn't know who the hell these people were. And there's times when I've done content for Umar, people in the Manosphere didn't know who the hell the people are. So I actually appreciate the fact that this has given me the opportunity to talk about both simultaneously. So now, because we've seen Flacco, who's definitely chosen to be red pill, you see TC getting into it, you see my boy Shakim Rod definitely getting into the Manosphere. We have been speaking a lot about Manosphere content. I've been jumping on panels in this sector all week long that have talked about Manosphere content. So now the more and more you all are being aware of it, the more and more entertaining it can become, because now you can be familiar with the people that we are critiquing. Expose the Manosphere said, my next video next week will be about Kevin Samuels' Defense Brigade. Yes, there's a big Kevin Samuel Defense Brigade. They're all over the place. I have people that I'm cool with that are gonna go all out for Kevin Samuel. And it's for a variety of reasons. I want you all to know, particularly Expose the Manosphere. The Manosphere for 2020 and to now has experienced success that they have never experienced before in the past. 2020 and 2021 has probably been the most profitable years for the Manosphere. Partially because of COVID and people are listening to more YouTube and social media outlets and so forth. But it's also that the rise of Kevin Samuel also has allowed people to listen to more Manosphere content. Although he never basically shuts out the Manosphere outside of for those who watched the Tasha K video, he actually gave a shout out to Obsidian. Which, by the way, guys, Obsidian just sent me his book. I received his book today. I'm actually going to drop that content tomorrow that I received the book, and I'm going to read it and do a review. I've also promised to do several reviews. I'm actually going to do a review on Expose the Manosphere research reports. Several of his research reports, studies. I'm going to do. I'm going to do reviews on that. I'm going to review Obsidian. Shout out to Obsidian if he's listening. If you want to buy the book of Obsidian, you can check it out on Amazon and other outlets. I will be doing a book review on that. I will be doing a book review on Gender Wars by Babatunde Amana of SYSBM. I will be doing research reviews on Expose the Manosphere's research articles. I will be doing a ton of reviews so that I can show people how to critique and analyze research professionally, and I also show them how to critique books professionally. I think that's something that the Manosphere needs to know. I'm sitting Exposed this Manosphere says, good luck on reviewing that book. I've read Obsidian's blog, so much of his arguments were novels to me. Come on, brother. I also want to point out today a very interesting thing happened to me today. I went on Derek Jackson's live stream earlier today, and he had ongoing interaction with me because I identified myself as a therapist, and other people in the Manosphere that were there identified me as a therapist. Derek Jackson spoke and read my comments at least 5 times as it related to the attachment theory, as it related to relationships. So I'm probably going to buy his book too and do a review on it. And I think that's something I'm going to start doing. I'm going to start buying books and critiquing them for those that are selling their products in social media and YouTube. So I'm definitely going to do that. Now for today, there are several people who saw that Umar Johnson was on the BNC network, and he was interviewed by Brother Lamont Hill, as you all can see. And what I'm going to do today, guys, I'm going to play the video so that we can hear it and we can discuss it. I'm going to not play it in its entirety, but I'm going to critique certain aspects of it. And I know several people I know have critiqued the video and analyzed it and reviewed it. But I'm going to also do it and put my own feel to it. We're going to discuss it. We're going to talk about it in detail. And after I review it, I'm going to open up the panel and let anyone that wants to talk about it, whether you agree or disagree with me, it doesn't really matter. You can give your take on it. I know for some of you all have seen this particular video already, so it's nothing new for you. But I haven't done any content until today, and next week is probably going to be the same. I will be doing content all week long. That's a promise. That's what you're going to be seeing from D Darrell. I'll be dropping a lot of uploads from D Darrell Life Solutions during the week, and then the weekend I'm going to be doing the Rebirth channel. I think that will work out pretty good for me. So I'm going to allow you all to sit back, relax. Let's listen to this with Umar Johnson and Lamont Hill. It's about 20 minutes, but I'm not going to play. I'm going to skim through some of the things. And so let's listen to it as follows.
We've seen the building. We see the status of it. We see the educational vision that you've articulated for it. Where does the school stand now?
At present, well, first, for your listening audience, we have 4 buildings, Frederick Douglass and Marcus Garvey Academy, that we purchased in February of 2019. 2 of those buildings are schools. A 3rd building is a gymnasium. The high school has its own gymnasium, which means we have 2 school buildings as well as 2 gymnasiums and a 4th building. We have been working to renovate that building since our acquisition 2 years ago. We were met with some delays because we needed to track down the original building design blueprints of the first campus in order that the proper repairs could be suggested by the engineering team that we hired to redo the blueprints. It took us a while to track those down because the previous owner did not have a copy of his own. So that took us almost a year. And since that time, we've been working on renovating the building. We've had some ups and downs, as anyone may imagine, whenever you're trying to renovate a corporate space. There were some challenges there, not only financial, just with finding the right people to get the job done, but we are in a good place right now. We have the HVAC technician that we need. We believe we found the right person. We believe we found the right plumber that we need. And so we're hoping to have the entire campus renovated by the end of this summer.
And the school will then be opened for the fall of 2021?
No, sir. We're looking to open up the school the fall of 2022. If we are fortunate enough to conclude renovations on the market.
Now, let me stop there. Now, I think that Umar is doing a mistake by saying that that school is going to open by fall of 2022. I would prefer Umar at this juncture to say that he is not comfortable with giving out a date, even though it's pretty vague. I feel that he should not say anything about a date until he is almost certain that it's going to open up at that period of time. People are sick and tired of the vague, the vague dates that you, as far as your assumption of when these particular when this school is going to open. Where people are tired of these dates being drawn out, been given out to everybody, because people believe you. When you say something is going to open on August 21st, 2021, 2020, they believe you're going to do it. So quit throwing out these imaginary dates. Quit throwing out these vague periods of time. I would not give a date or even an estimated date unless I know certainty within 6 to 8 months that school is going to open. Other than that, I'm just going to say, hey, listen, right now we're going to take it day by day. And once things are done and complete, I will give you all a more specific date. I think that's a mistake because I can hear the anti-fraud warriors. They're going to replay this and say, well, he said fall. First he went August 2020. Then it's August, 2021. Now it's September, August 22, fall of 2022. I mean, it's time to stop doing this. I would reserve the right to respond to that until I know certainty when it's going to open.
Marcus Garvey building in Nat Turner Gymnasium this summer. We look to open up the school next summer. So that would give us 12 months of leeway to comfortably make sure we have everything in place to receive our young men, not this coming fall, but the following fall of 2022.
One of the big concerns and one of the big critiques, and obviously I've seen you for a long time, known you for a long time. I believe I even donated a while back. In fact, I know I donated a while back. Was the moving targets, moving deadlines. I think sometimes there's a heftier skepticism of Black folk when they're building a project than white folk. Deadlines get pushed back all the time. Do you feel like the criticism of the delays and the request for more money were unfair, unreasonable?
Oh, not at all. In fact, we've never asked for more money than we originally thought we would have needed when we first began fundraising during the spring of 2014, when our original sites were on the St. Paul's College, the HBCU in Lawrenceville, Virginia, that had closed down, unfortunately, and again, unfortunately, was subsequently sold to the Chinese. That's where we really wanted to be, but we needed to raise $2 million relatively quickly. We were not able to do that, and with the selling of St. Paul's, we had then decided that we should just focus on getting a regular school that we could operate for our young men and eventually for our young women. But we have never given up on our dream of having a residential campus. I graduated from a residential high school. I understand the benefits of that. So that is still in our long-term goals. But for right now, We just want to get a school, get it open, because we recognize the war against Black boys. We understand that special education is a weapon of mass destruction, and ADHD, psychiatric medication, is a weapon of mass destruction. The American public school curriculum.
Now here, Umar pivoted. He pivoted the topic. And I'm being objective on this. He pivoted it from when the school is going to open, how it's going to open, the issues that have occurred. I understand the stuff with the things that occurred with St. Paul's College, and then deciding to change your efforts to Wilmington, Delaware, and the charter school. But then you want to pivot into why we need the school so much, and we're supposed to raise this amount of money and that amount of money. Again, in most projects, I don't care what it is, whatever amount that you claim you're going to need, you're probably going to go over budget. Most projects go over budget at least 99% of the time. Very few projects go under budget. Very few projects hit the market right on the dot. Most projects are going to go over the budget by a healthy amount. He pivoted to why we need the schools. Yes, we understand the ADHD, the war on Black boys. I have anybody understand. I've been dealing, when I broke into the industry of counseling and working in mental health, that's all I dealt with was young Black boys and Black kids, period, that were on ADHD medication and other medications in which they had mood disorders and behavioral disorders, and they were on all types of mood stabilizers and stimulants. I understand that, and new generation medication. But at this point, the message is getting stale, brother. The message is getting stale. We understand it. We read the book. People understand. You preached about it. At this point, let's talk about the finances and how we're going to get this school open.
Curriculum itself is a weapon of mass destruction. So we're just looking at a regular day school now, but we still want to go residential. As far as the moving goalposts, whenever you build an institution of this magnitude, timelines will change. And when I look back over the 24 months that we've had this campus, things have come up that I wasn't expected to learn. For example, today, in having a conversation with our HVAC technician, I learned that it can take anywhere from 2 to 3 months for them to customize and make the replacement HVAC unit that has to go on the roof of the Honorable Marcus Garvey Elementary School. I had no idea.
Let me stop there. Okay, see, this is a problem I have. You have owned this school for what, 3 years now? And you just learning this? Hell, I remember Israel Brown was talking about this shit back in 2019. See, this is what happens when you're trying to do things by yourself and you don't have the proper people around you to tell you no. When you don't have the proper people to tell you what you should know, what you don't know. Now, I'm not trying to go hard on Umar. I'm just stating the facts as a businessman. I know business. And I'm not happy to hear this. I am not happy to hear that you're just finding out about the HVAC and how long it takes. I'm not happy about this. Now, it's not saying I won't support you. I'm saying I'm not happy about it. And for people who want to support, that can be quite damaging. For people who don't understand the parameters and the all of the nuances to getting a school like this operational, to the layman person, they're turned off. I remember my brother Israel Bound. Shout out to Israel Bound. I tried to contact him a couple of weeks ago. He didn't answer back. May try to text with him again. He talked about this stuff. I remember him talking about HVAC and all of the other things, the integral parts of renovations and what it would take and how much. He talked about this shit 2 years ago. But let me continue.
that it could take up to 3 months to produce an HVAC unit for an elementary school. But I learned that today. So again, things come up all the time. I didn't know it would take us all.
Oh, also, I want to point out that now he has kind of changed it from being a residential school to now just a regular school where kids can go during the day, which I think was smart.
Almost a year to track down the original designs. So things come up all the time. I am an educator. I'm an academic. I'm a doctor of clinical psychology. I'm a Pan-Africanist. I am not a construction expert. I am new to this. Although I've been principal and vice principal, I've never had the privilege to be responsible for the construction or renovation.
And that is the reason why you needed people around you beforehand, a team to educate you on this. I'm not either. I'm not blue collar. I'm just like you. I'm an educator. I'm white collar. I'm an intellectual. I'm not a blue collar guy. But at the same time, Dr. Umar, you knew this prior to this project. We're 3 years in. This has been falling on deaf ears. I would rather you not even speak of this and just speak on the fact that you need to raise the money to get this done. What it sounds like to me is that you lack a team. And we lack the proper planning to get this done on an appropriate timeline.
Of a building. So I'm learning as we all do. But what's most important, Dr. Hill, is that we get the school done. That's what's most important, whether it's this year or next year or the year after that. I'm very happy with where we are because we started with nothing 6 months ago, and we now have 2 schools and 2 gyms. And once the school has been fully renovated, we will probably be the largest independent Black school campus in this country.
That means nothing. You telling me we're probably going to be the largest Black institution, all Black run operated in the country? That means nothing. You see, that's where we get into these abstract thought, and you start branching off into abstract thought and symbolism for people to interpret. You're going to do all these grandiose things. Right now, as a donor, as a supporter, all I want to hear is get the job done, get the place open, run an efficient school that's going to properly educate Black kids. I care less. I went to Southern University. Southern University used to preach this same type of shit back in the 90s. We're the biggest Black college system, Black college in the nation. I don't give a damn. That is meaningless. I've heard this before. I went to an HBCU. Southern University used to harp on this year after year. We're the biggest Black college in the country. We're the biggest Black system in the. That don't mean you're the best.
You know, school, people made it sound like it was a Ponzi scheme. I mean, you literally had to pull out your camera to show people that there was a building. I know that wasn't necessarily your purpose for showing people the building, but there are a lot of people who didn't even believe it existed. Even with the degrees, I mean, all the stuff that people have said about you and done, why do you think you get this level of scrutiny?
I think my gift is also my curse. I am very reachable. I'm very approachable. Most traditionally trained scholars, they keep a distance between themselves and the regular people on the ground. I don't do that. I'm very much in the streets. I'm very much in the neighborhood. I'm very approachable. People have my phone number. They have my email address.
Yeah, and people are also complaining that you don't call them back, like me and other people. I gave up 2 years ago. I don't think it's a weakness that you're not accessible. I just think that if you're going to be accessible, again, why can't you have a team, people to reach other people, to work with you, so that when you can't reach everybody on your own, you have people in place that can reach and communicate with other people. That's simple. You think everybody can reach me at my business all the time? No, that's why I have an office manager and a human resource person. They take care of those communications for me.
Respond to Instagram inbox messages and Facebook inbox messages. I'm very approachable, and I think that's responsible for my success as well. But again, the gift is the curse. And because I'm so approachable, because I am so real, so honest, so transparent, it does give people who don't have a positive agenda the opportunity to try to misrepresent who I am, what I'm working for, and what I stand for.
Cool. I want you to stay right here. I got a lot more questions for you, everybody. We got a lot more with Dr. Umar when we come back. Stay with us with Black News Tonight returns. Welcome back to Black News Tonight. I'm here with Dr. Umar Johnson, and we still got a whole lot of ground to cover. I want to get right back to it. Dr. Umar, you wrote something on Instagram the other day. You said there is a growing male YouTubian community that is creating a sector dedicated to slander.
Now, at this point, what he's talking about is the Manosphere. He's talking about the Dirty Dozen. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this, because this is the message that Umar has to the Manosphere.
And criticizing Black women who don't emulate Eurocentric standards of beauty and success. Unfortunately, many sisters have become prey for these coons due to an unconscious need for male validation. Black women, you don't need a man to validate your worth. Many people took that as a shot at Kevin Samuels, the online advice giver, relationship expert. He, of course, responded in a video directly addressed to you. What were you trying to communicate with this? I don't want to assume that you were talking about him, although he certainly took it that way. One, were you talking about him? And two, what were you trying to communicate there?
Yes, sir. My comments were not particularly directed to that gentleman. And in fact, he had made some slanderous comments towards me in a video that he had put together a couple of weeks ago. I saw that video, but I did not respond to it. I make it a point, when at all possible, to not respond to individuals whose intellectual competence I consider to be far below my own. But
whoa, Umar just called Kevin Samuel dumb. He just said your intellectual level ain't of mine, so why bother?
The message that I put out with regard to the quote that you just read speaks to a growing trend amongst the African-American male community, Dr. Hill, that seeks to blame Black women for many of the trials, tribulations, failures of Black males. And I don't think it's right. It almost reminds me of what I saw in the early Black radical feminist movement, where I saw a lot of sisters making Black men the scapegoat for problems that white supremacy had deliberately engineered in the Black community. And now it seems like things have come full circle, where we have a movement now known as the Manosphere that wants to make the Black woman the scapegoat and make her the blame for all things going wrong in the Black community. My message is simple. The Black woman is not at fault. The Black man is not at fault. There are some things that each group needs to do better. But
wow, I'm glad he said that. Don't you all know, guys, I've been trying to preach this to the Manosphere since 2018. The Black man is not at fault. The Black woman is not at fault. White supremacy created the environment that produced situations of desperation, situations of ineptitude amongst both sexes. And when those outcomes show to be uncompromising and negative to both, we find an easy out to blame each other instead of working together to fight white supremacy as a whole. And yes, unfortunately, the Manosphere is a growing community along with other red pill communities. But it's not, to me, at a significant level that I'm concerned about, because for the most part, when these Negroes in the Manosphere and other red pill places, they get out of their element, they basically burn up in flames. So I'm not really all that concerned about it, because most Black men are not going to fall in line with the BS there. But I want to say this. I have debated what Umar had just stated for almost 3 years. You should be giving all of this heat to white supremacists, not Black women.
But we need each other. The Black family is under attack, and we need to save the Black family. It's not about scapegoating the women. It's not about scapegoating the men. It's about recognizing that the American white power structure wants to destroy the Black family. And that's why you see so much attention being paid to the Black woman, or so much attention being paid to the Black man or the Black child. But rarely do you see enough attention paid to the Black family. And the reason you don't see a lot of attention paid to the Black family is if you want to save the family, you automatically have to save the Black man, which means you have to do something about mass incarceration, miseducation, psychiatric medication, psychological frustration. Suicide, for example, Dr. Hill, is the second leading cause of death for Black males 1 to 19. And it is the third leading cause of death for Black males 20 to 44, but that's not being discussed. So they would rather focus on either gender or the child as opposed to the family unit. Because if you focus on the family unit, you have to save all Black people.
I'm glad he stated that, because that is, to me, very alarming as a mental health professional. I can tell you this right off top. When I first entered this field in 99, 2000, there were very few Black men committing suicide. But when I started noticing around 2010, 2012, particularly in the last 5 years, there has been a substantial increase in Black men committing suicide, directly or inadvertently.
So let's talk about that, because one of the places that you and I have disagreed, not necessarily directly but indirectly, is around this issue, right? One of the things that you've said is that we are blaming the Black woman, but then there have been times, and maybe your position on this has changed, but over the last 10 years where you've talked about sort of Black mothers and how they have engaged their sons in ways that have made them not become the kind of men you want them to be, or we want them to be, ways that make them become gay, or how people are turning gay, that there's a certain way that can be understood as a kind of blame on Black women. How do you jive this very real concern? And I agree with you that we shouldn't be stereotyping or stigmatizing or blaming Black women for the effects of patriarchy, misogyny, white supremacy, all that stuff, with this idea of saying that if Black women don't maneuver or move in a certain way, that they're actually harming the Black family or not allowing men to be produced in the way we want them to be.
Absolutely. Well, first, to clarify, I've never blamed Black women for Black males becoming homosexual. What I have said, though, based on my work directly with children as a school psychologist, as a therapist, working almost 25 years, is more than 90% of all the Black men I've worked with who had admitted to homosexual behavior or identity were sexually abused in the prepubescent years of their life. So I blamed sexual abuse as being one of several triggers that can lead to a homosexual lifestyle. Now, of course, that was considered controversial then. It is still considered controversial.
That is true. The research shows, even though they don't want to highlight it, that at least 60 to 60 in the high 60s or even 70s, depending on the research, not just Black men, but basically any group of people who decided to enter into that lifestyle have suffered some type of traumatic event, traumatic abuse, whether physical or sexual, and so on. That's facts. That is facts. But they don't want to highlight that. But that's facts. To me, it's not controversial. It's the truth.
Controversial now, but I stand by it and I stand by it because I have seen it and I have heard the confessions and I have seen the relationship. But with Black mothers and Black fathers, I think we can all do a better job. So when I speak of a Black woman needing to do a better job with discipline, it's not because it's the woman's job to discipline her son, but it becomes the Black woman's job to discipline her son because America has a policy of destroying Black males and sending us to the prison and to the graveyard. And as a result of that, the woman whose traditional responsibility in the home was one of a nurturer and a supporter, she now becomes a boundary keeper and a disciplinarian. And a lot of mothers find that difficult to do, of any race. And I think it's unfair that Black women have to provide both the masculine and the feminine nurturance in the household, but it's the situation that.
Now that is true. The burden of not having a father in the home only doubles the responsibility of the mother so that she can't do things within her true nature as a wife or as a mother in the household. And on top of that, she has to work. So that's a tough job. And to be honest with you, the best scenario for a kid is to have his mother and father sharing responsibilities to take care of that child
that we're in. I would blame the Black men in the community, Dr. Hill, for not stepping up to help our single mothers raise these boys. You will never hear Dr. Umar say that the Black woman is the reason we have dysfunctional Black males in our society. First, I would blame racism. And second, I would blame all the able-bodied Black men who watch these sisters struggling to raise these boys on their own and don't step up to lend a helping hand.
Now, that's facts. And to me, when we talk about able-bodied Black men, I'm not just talking about the fathers. I'm talking about the uncles of these children that are not stepping up. I'm talking about the pastors, the deacons. I'm talking about all of these civic and nonprofit organizations that, and also Black male teachers. Any responsible, decent, able-bodied Black man could provide some level of assistance for a sister who is struggling with her Black son. And I'm not saying be there every day. If it's just once a week or once every other week or a few times a month, better than nothing. So Black men do need to step up when it comes to that.
The idea of destroying Black men is an interesting one. I heard your commentary that I thought was really interesting on the Breakfast Club. But one of the things that came up where I was a little struck was the conversation about Deshaun Watson. And the sort of idea of a conspiracy. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yes, whether it's Deshaun Watson, whether it's Bill Cosby, I could even mention other names. I'm seeing all these accusations and almost no charges. And it concerns me, Dr. Hill, because it appears that America has gotten to a point in her viciousness towards destroying Black masculinity. And I want to be clear, there is an all-out war on Black masculinity that is as old as America is herself, but has intensified in recent decades. And that war on Black masculinity seeks to make the Black man a convicted felon before he has ever had an honest trial in court. And I'm seeing entire careers being destroyed based off of allegations where the new.
Now let me stop right there with the Deshaun Watson thing. I'm in Houston, so I personally am close to this than most of you that are not living here. They had all of these people signed. They had 40 people. Then 40 people went to like 22. No charges have been filed. Now they're trying to settle. This was all about a settlement at the beginning. They brought this up and made it a national conspiracy against him for the fact of the matter that Deshaun Watson refused to pay the initial amount that they wanted, which was several $100,000. Now you have this shyster of a lawyer who now had any and everybody signing on the lawsuit. And once they said that they made an injunction to force them to identify themselves, a bunch of people jumped off the bandwagon. Then they found out Deshaun Watson was actually having sex with some of these women. Consensual. Now the tables have turned. But it has ruined the image of Deshaun Watson and his value to a organization. Yeah, expose the Manosphere. It was about 5-10 minutes back where he talked about the Manosphere. You have to take a look, go back on that one. Probably around the 45-minute mark, something like that. But that's the truth. There's no criminal charges because he didn't do anything criminal.
New rationale says that if 10 women say it, it's true. Or if 20 women say it, it's true. Or if 30 women say it, it's true. But I thought you could only be convicted after a trial of your peers in a court. And that's not happening. We're seeing black men get politically and socially lynched in media.
But what about the word of women, right? I mean, if we have, for example, 30 women or 50 women or however many women at this point we have with Bill Cosby, and they're all saying the same thing. Some know each other, most don't. They're making these allegations. At what point do we say, hey, there's something to this because we actually trust women, right? And not just a single slice of women, whether it's black women, white women. I'm saying women in general. With Deshaun Watson, you have now dozens of allegations. No, I know. But I'm saying is, if we're,
I'm not saying.
No, I know you're. I know you're not saying it. No, I know you're not saying it because they're women necessarily. I'm saying though, when these I'm talking about the fact that these are allegations that are often levied against black men. You're saying, and these allegations are levied by women. I'm saying when women are making these allegations in a culture that often normalizes rape, that has always historically normalized the abuse and harm to women's bodies, that has been indifferent to rape and sexual violence. What does it mean for us to say, you know what, even if dozens of them say it, we shouldn't take it seriously? We believe black men when they say the police harassed them, beat them, shoot them. We were on Derek Chauvin's behind long before a trial. We wanted George Zimmerman gone long before he went to court because we said, you know what, black men's words mean something and black men's lives mean something. I heard you say the same thing, and I agree with you on Ma'Khia Bryant, right? We have to value her life before we ever get to a courtroom. But why is it when it comes to sexual violence against women, it becomes a conspiracy against the black man, as opposed to the possibility that these black men have done harm, whether it's to straight women, queer women, trans women, whether it's to each other? Why can't that be a possibility, particularly when it's coming from dozens? I'll give you a chance to respond. As a matter of fact, I don't want to cut you off, so we're going to go to commercial, and I'll give you the full time on the break to respond. Everybody, we'll be right back with Dr. Umar Johnson. Welcome back to Black News Tonight. We only have a few minutes left, so I want to jump right to Dr. Umar. I want to give you an opportunity to respond to that, and then I have a final question for you.
Yes, sir. Good question. I would say that violence by the police and sexual violence are different in that in most of the police violence cases, Dr. Hill, we have witnesses, at least a half dozen in many cases. And in almost every case, there's been at least 1, 2, or 3 people who not only saw the entire encounter between the police officer and their victim, but in many cases, it was captured on video. So it becomes indisputable. Officer Chauvin's assassination of George Floyd was caught on video. But by contrast, the accusations against Bill Cosby were not caught on video. The accusations against Deshaun Watson were not caught on video. And then we also see a difference in the manner in which black men who are accused of sex crimes are treated in comparison to white men. Whatever happened to the case against the owner of the New England Patriots? Why didn't that get the same energy? Why didn't the case involving Ben Roethlisberger of the Pittsburgh Steelers, why didn't that get the same energy? What about the Duke lacrosse team of several years ago who sexually assaulted a young black female student? Why didn't that get the same energy? What about Marv Albert, who was the leading NBA announcer at that time, accused of sexual abuse, and it didn't get the same energy? So all we're saying is sexual abuse is wrong. Black women suffer from it way more than white women do. As a black man, understanding the history of the sexual objectification of the black woman in her body, I'm extremely sensitive to the issues of black women when it comes to sexual abuse and exploitation. But at the same time, I will not stand by and watch a black man get publicly lynched before he has had his day in court.
Right. I guess it's hard for me to.
So I'm going to stop it there. I think that's pretty much, it tells a lot about the context of the interview. I did not plan to show the whole interview, but it basically provided a context into why Umar has certain stances as it relates to the school, the manosphere, and then controversial issues such as Deshaun Watson and these women that work in the massage industry. You know, he definitely gave great analysis of what happened and his own perspective of why it appears that Deshaun Watson is being railroaded. And that's facts. They did all of that. They went to the DA, and that DA in Harris County is quick, and I mean quick, to prosecute anybody. But no charges have been filed at all. So if anybody wants to get the link and come up and have a discussion with me, listen, I sent the link out there. You can give me your own perspective. This is D. Durrell, the Godfather. You know, you can get the link. You know, I thought somebody would come up by there. Everybody's quiet right now tonight. I don't know why, but I think that this is appropriate to talk about. I mean, let's just be honest. Deshaun Watson. These women had sex with Deshaun Watson multiple occasions. It's facts. Some of these women were working, doing all kinds of things. Half of them actually dropped out of the lawsuit, which to me, when they said you had to identify yourself, that's when all of them knew. They basically were coerced by the lawyer to sign this lawsuit to get some money. That's basically what happened. And I forgot the name of that lawyer, but that guy is known to be an ambulance chaser. They've said that on multiple occasions. The lawyer against Deshaun Watson. He's known to have done some borderline unethical things as it relates to being a lawyer. And that's facts. And they tried to force Deshaun's hand, and he refused to do so. Yeah, Tony Bugsby, that snake in the grass, tried to run for mayor and was unsuccessful. And he's filthy rich, by the way, too. He's still mad he didn't win the election to be mayor of Houston. Yes, Deshaun Watson wanted to be traded. He wanted to be traded after Hopkins was traded to Arizona. That's facts. So Umar gave his perspective. The manosphere is full of people who don't want to fight white supremacy, and they want to blame black women for the problems that white supremacy created, in a nutshell. And I've said this for years. I've been saying this to guys in the manosphere since 1819. You're blaming black women for things that we did not create. And you got many of them, like SYSBM and so forth, and some of these other goofy-ass Manosphere 3.0, who actually want the black community to be destroyed and want black men to merely date women of other cultures. They don't want to see the black community exist with fully melanated black people. They want you to be mixed and interact and enter into an act of amalgamation with other races of people, creating mixed breeds. That's what SYSBM wants. That's what Umar wants, and so on. What's up, brother? Expose the
Oh,
Manosphere. How
hi.
are you doing, brother?
I'm doing okay. I just had a quick, I'm not going to be here for long. I just had a quick question.
Expose the Manosphere. You there?
Oh, wait, hold on. Am I muted?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're good. You're good.
Oh, okay. I just had a quick question. I'm not going to be here for long.
Sure, no problem.
Yes, I was wondering, what do you think about all these claims that let's say the Black Manosphere is going to go mainstream, which I don't know how to define it.
That's laughable.
I've been seeing videos about it for like the past several days. Like people going berserk.
Okay, now I'm gonna say it's laughable, by the way. But since you asked the question, I would acknowledge it from you. But if they would ask, I wouldn't even acknowledge such stupidity. But let's put this into perspective. The birth of this type of idea stemmed from the fact that Kevin Samuel has begun this as far as his image has been boosted and put on a pedestal for the fact that he has so many subscribers and he's making all of his money, and now he has pretty much spilled into other aspects of YouTube outside of the Manosphere and other social media platforms, because his message has resonated not only with Black women, but you're also seeing women of other races that call from time to time also, and they watch him. You saw the interviews he did with Jenny Bajas and other people, she's Asian and so forth, that have taken a liking, or it sparked a curiosity towards Kevin Samuel and his message. But as far as they've been speaking of this, Expose the Manosphere, since about, let's say he started really becoming popular around May of 2020. I'm going to say probably around August or September, people were bringing up this thing about him possibly going mainstream, and he's the answer to Derrick Jackson. He's going to take the Manosphere by storm. But see, what you have to understand, Expose the Manosphere, there are some self-interest that is hidden beneath that, because there are certain content creators that think that if Kevin Samuel makes it mainstream, he's going to practice some level of trickle-down economics to allow the Manosphere to be propelled to a higher level also. So this is not, I just want you to understand, there are some people that have certain interests, allegedly, behind, if he's propelled into the mainstream, they think they also will be elevated. I'm not going to name no names, but you may know who I'm talking about, and there's several people.
I do.
I just want to point it out there.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I kind of laugh at it because I've been hearing this for like well over a year, especially when Kevin Samuel was approaching like 100,000 subscribers. I think a lot of people don't realize it doesn't work like that. I mean, many guys in the space don't want to show their faces. They're not that entertaining, or they're a little too esoteric in their content. And just they don't really have a draw to even like garner an audience, just as Kevin Samuels has done.
Well, what they don't understand, what it shows to me is that they're delusional about how show business works. Do you know how many people who've been working for 10, 15 years to get a show and have never, gotten any interest? You think because someone has social media, you think because you're popular on social media, you're going to translate to be popular on national television? Are you serious?
Yeah, it doesn't work like that. Sometimes YouTube famous doesn't always convert to television or even film.
Let me give you an example. Remember 50 Cent took a ton of Instagram. He did a all variety type sketch comedy show on BET probably about 3 or 4 years ago. It flopped. And you know what he used? He used all social media influencers who were comedians, and it flopped. It did horrible, and it wasn't even funny. And so what people don't understand, you're reaching a broader audience, and most of those people are not real avid listeners of Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. So they're not going to view you like The way you present on YouTube, you may be perceived quite differently on the tube, on television, and they don't understand that. And see, so the way Kevin Samuels is perceived on YouTube and so forth and social media, let's say he was interviewed by Ellen DeGeneres, he may come across totally different, and he wouldn't get a lick of viewership. Let's just be honest. And then other people threw out stuff about what if he went with VH1 or MTV, did a dating show, or he did a show talking about dating. And I'm telling you right now, and I'm saying this, I foresee Kevin Samuels continuing to do what he's doing now, milking it for every dollar he can make. And he may get, the most I can see him doing is getting maybe a radio show on XM Radio or something like that, where he's co-hosting with somebody with a bigger name, and he makes money on top of doing YouTube and so forth. And we also understand this: he's rising to the apex of what he's going to become, and then he's going to plateau and decline.
Yeah, that always happens.
Yeah, he's not going to be this hot for 10 years. I'm going to say, and look, I'm not, and I know there are people from the Manosphere listening, and yes, I know that I've developed relationships with certain people that are very cool with Kevin Samuel and so forth. But he's only going to garner so much support, so much super chats. Sooner or later, the message is going to get stale. Somebody new is going to come up, or other people are going to come new, and they're going to spark other people's interest. Now, he's still going to make money.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to be as popular as he is now. Like right now, he's drawing over 20K an episode. Okay, let's say 3 years from now, that 20K may drop to 4 or 5K, which is still really good. And and if I was Kevin Samuel, I would be okay with that, based on his lack of success throughout his adult life. I would be okay with that in the latter half of my middle agehood, that I'm able to now earn enough money for retirement in 15 years.
Mm-hmm. I definitely agree, actually, because I know how the internet works. Who's popular, it's just temporary. People don't really stay popular continuously on the internet.
No, they're not. I mean, and so it's laughable for them to think, because see, the Manosphere thinks Kevin is going to be the one that's going to make the Manosphere this and that, and then they're going to start showing interest in other content creators, and they may put somebody on Wildin' Out and all these other different things, and they may interview O'Shea for some type of news network, or they may interview BGS for some old folks home series or some shit. I'm just being honest. They're guys that think that, and they're not. They're not going to do that. They're going to look at this for what it is. You go ahead, brother.
No, I'm saying. So I was watching a live stream earlier, and there was people talking about the Manosphere, but I can tell, man, they haven't done any research. They didn't really know much about the back history. The background history is linked with the men's rights movement. But when you get bigger and you have journalists who look into you, they're actually going to look into your past content, your past writings, your past content, and it's not going to be a pretty picture. Actually, I think a lot of people are kind of undermining that.
People think the little things that they're coming out with the things that are coming out now are minuscule compared to if a professional journalist does their research on Kevin. It's going to be far beyond the little stuff that people doxing is doing, what they're doing on YouTube, and they think that's exposing something. But if you have real professionals that have done this for years, and they find out things and so forth, I'm talking TMZ and beyond, that if they wanted to critique him, to be honest with you, any network that wanted to hire him, let's say he's lucky enough to get a pilot, they're going to do their due diligence on him before they even offer him that. And they're going to spend money to find out.
Yeah, yeah. It seems like what happened to Alex Jones when he became much bigger. Actually, they had.
Right?
I mean, of course, media organization with much more money than say somebody like me who just freelance on the side. They dig much into their background, and of course, into the economics of his business, and of course, find a lot of shady practices.
Well, the thing about it is, and I'm being fair. Look, I critique Umar hard today, so I'm definitely can critique Kevin Samuels. But the fact of the matter is that he's already been exposed for not being a high value man when he was married. I mean, he was making $900 a month, and his wife was making $3,200 a month. So that $900 a month is not high value. He
Mhm.
also nobody knows of the company that he claimed he worked at in the corporate sector doing corporate sales. But the fact of the matter, we know he worked at Office Depot. We know of that. We know he's had jobs that he was not making a great deal of money. So I don't know how you go from working at Office Depot to having a corporate job,
Home
and
Depot.
you're managing all of these other people and so forth, without saying who the company is and so forth. So I don't know the legitimacy of that. We also know that he didn't graduate from college. He dropped out.
I
Not
was the first one to expose that, by the way.
about what the not graduating from college.
No, it was either me or that bald guy, like the guy, like oh my god, like what's his name? He's in the Manosphere, like he's bald with like a really like nice mustache. He does videos like in Brazil picking up girls and shit.
Oh, you're talking about? Oh, I know what you're talking about. He's a big muscular type guy.
Nah, man, he's muscular, but he's not really big.
Oh,
Wait,
you're talking about the Saints in the center. You're talking about Saints in the center.
yeah. Oh, also too, man, Unc, man. I want to say, man, listen, man, like I want to expose the Manosphere his flowers, man. My brother, man, like you have a brilliant channel, man. I love what you do, my brother. Keep pushing, man. Like, like to me, man, like he has like a really, really, really great channel. You feel me, man? Like, like your channel, like is how I really got caught up on everything going on, in that sector.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. It's just something I do on it. Now, it's something I do on the side. I'm not going to do it like forever. I'm definitely going to end it sometime this year, but keep the channel up as an archive.
Right. Now, what I did. Oh, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Wait, you moving on like to doing like your own like commentary, or are you like just completely done with the whole?
No, I'm going to be done with the Manosphere. I've been watching this stuff for like 3 years. I'm kind of ready to move on to other topics that interest me. It's really draining, to be totally honest, when I listen to it.
Yeah, here, right? So cool. So here's my question, right? Because I think like there's like a tier, right, to like the Manosphere, right? Like there's like for example, Mr. Fantastic and them, right? They're on like the bottom tier, right? How lucrative do you think on like channels like O'Shea Du Jackson, and those channels at the very top?
That's to me, or I think need a rail.
Yeah, go ahead. You can answer it, and I'm going to answer it too. But I think I may have a better feel because I know some of them and what they're making. But you can go ahead and give your estimate, and I'll give mine.
It's not a lot. Well, since I started making money on YouTube, I know it's not a lot because the large chunk that Google takes from the super chats. I don't know how much they make from cash apps, but I've been asked this question plenty of times. I always tell people that the larger manosphere is much more lucrative than the black manosphere, primarily because they accumulate income through like courses, and sometimes they don't even have a large enrollment. They'll have like 40 people, but the course will cost like $700. Yeah. They have, and they actually do conferences too, and they sell their tickets anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. And you just have not seen that level of organizing in the black sector of the manosphere. At least since I've been following, I haven't seen anybody even try to do anything similar akin to those efforts.
No, they're not going to do that. And number one, the guys in the manosphere are not going to spend that kind of money because a lot of the guys in the manosphere are still living at home in the basement, so they don't have the income nor they don't have the resources to do things like that. Now, what I'm gonna say is this: the top tier guys like O'Shea and some other guys, they're making well over 6 figures plus. Not just from but it's very few. I'm talking about the 1%. That's about a 1% of those that are making six. Like people like O'Shea and others.
Steph is cold. Manosphere too,
Yeah,
or no?
like AMS, like AMS
Uh-huh.
probably is making the most money from what I've heard on offline circles. He's probably. And are you familiar with Alpha Male Strategies exposed to Manosphere?
Yeah, I don't really identify them as Black Manosphere because they have like a diverse audience, and that's where the money's at. You have to have a diverse following.
He's diverse, and he's not really purely Manosphere, but that's where so basically, when we look at Manosphere, we look at people who made their bones in the Manosphere. AMS grew his following from the Manosphere, and then it kind of went into other demographics. So once you have developed yourself, it's almost like they're going to forever attach themselves to you, no matter what. And
Can I ask a big question? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Hey, here's my question, right? Again, both of you guys, right? I definitely want, both of you guys to, answer it. So like, for example, right, but like 2-3 years ago, when the Manosphere was like starting, right, it made stars, right? For example, Kevin Samuel, Steph is Cold, O'Shea, Duke Ray Jackson, right?
Right.
Those guys became stars. Do you think that there will ever be like a newcomer in the Manosphere, like I'm starting from like ground zero? I'm like, who will reach like those guys' level? Like, because I feel now like the sector has peaked out. You feel me? I don't think there will be another Kevin Samuels, or O'Shea Jackson.
I think there will be another person that's going to come about. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. What has happened is the Manosphere has it was Manosphere 1.0. Then O'Shea Jackson, Obsidian, Angry Man. That's 2.0. Then you got 3.0 with the people like Fantastic and Game Changer and other guys like that. So they're gonna find a way to refurbish the image and the talking points. Somebody's gonna come about within the next 2 or 3 years. There's gonna always be somebody new that's gonna rise to the top. Now I don't know how popular they're gonna get, but it's always gonna be somebody that's gonna rise up and so forth. But the top tier Manosphere people, the ones like them, they're making for most. I'm gonna say Alpha Male Strategy is probably making the most money, and then I'm gonna say O'Shea. But O'Shea is actually building infrastructure in Africa. He has a studio there that's doing. He has what's called the King Donda channel that features nothing but African issues, African dating scene, all different things that are cultural in regards to African type music. But
in Africa?
Yeah.
The fuck is that nigga doing in Africa? The fuck is he doing?
He's doing it in Uganda. He's in Uganda.
Yo, listen, Unc, right? Listen, man.
Right.
Wait, don't let these guys. Listen, man, like, don't let these guys fool you, right? Listen, like these super bad girls, like in Uganda, in Liberia, in Sierra Leone, right? They cost like $30, bro. That's like a high-end prostitute. No, $30. No, Unc. That's a high-end prostitute, like somebody who's making like $30, like for like just one instance, but that's like a high-end prostitute. Like, I mean, like that's like bro, that's like top tier, right? In Africa. Yeah, like so when these guys are like, huh?
Like they had a chick from Uganda the other day on O'Shea channel. It's a lady name, I forgot her name. Her last name is Maya, and they got another guy named Peter something. Peter Obonye or something like that. They interviewed a girl that said if she's dating a guy, he has to give her 50% of his income. They had women on there talking about they want big money.
Because they see because they see American guys as fucking fools, bro. Bro, listen, yo. She knows damn well she's not gonna ever like look in the eyes of a real African guy and talking about, hey, like you have to give him 50. Bro, we'll say, bitch, get the fuck out of here, right? They see you guys, right? Not right, Uncle, but they listen, right? But they see you guys, right, as superiorly wealthy, right? So they see you guys, right? Somebody who can afford, to give them $30,000-$40,000, right? But yo, trust me, bro. You call it these like girls, right? But that guys like O'Shea Jackson be fucking in Africa. I'm telling you, bro, they not running no game, no mouthpiece, bro. Right? They're like paying these girls $50, buying them some cheap ass wine. I'm telling you, bro, like these girls are not hard to fuck back home, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
I'm going to
It's
show
easy.
you. I'm going to show you what these women talk about from Uganda. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to do a clip of it. So Exposed, what do you think about as far as what they make and so forth?
You talking about the top people or the bottom people?
Yeah, the top people.
So if you're talking about the black sector, I think they do make a lot. I still don't think it compares to say like the Rooster V's, what he used to make when he was in his heydays. Because at the end of the day, the black sector is still pretty small compared to the larger manosphere.
Right. But you do know the white manosphere attempted to infiltrate the manosphere.
Wait, you mean they try to infiltrate the black manosphere?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, they did. There was a few guys that went on a couple of shows. I forgot. I know for a fact there were two guys. They were not the most popular ones. I'm not talking about like the Better Bachelor or Elam or anybody. It was some other guys that came on panels. They came on panels and started talking about men's rights issues and stuff like that. But it kind of fizzled out because nobody really respected what they were saying. And I don't think they felt comfortable. But there were a few that actually tried. Matter of fact, me and O'Shea talked about this probably. You remember the 21 convention Exposed to Manosphere?
Yeah. They do that annually.
Yeah. So you remember what happened to what's the tall, light-skinned guy from Las Vegas?
Alpha Dom
Donovan
X.
Sharp. No, Donovan
Oh,
Sharp.
Donovan Sharp. Oh, yeah. I know him very well.
Prior to that happening, really be honest with you, the white manosphere is not happy about Kevin Samuel. They're really jealous of Kevin Samuel. From the spaces that I've heard that talked about him offline, the white manosphere is not happy about the attention that the black man getting due to Kevin Samuel. They're not happy about it. And the fact of the matter is that stuff that happened with Donovan Sharp, where they kicked him out of 21 convention, that was bound to happen. That was heat. Because that was bound to happen anyway.
Wow, man.
And some of them had attempted to go into certain shows to make their presence and so forth, which is something that they never do. I'm talking they never do that.
I did see Undead Chronic on some panels, and he had his channel removed like 15 or 14 times from YouTube.
Oh,
right.
God damn. Hey, listen, right? Is the Black Manosphere is the Manosphere in total the most successful black sector to ever grace YouTube?
I'm gonna say the pro-black sector with like Sinetta, they're probably more profitable.
Nah.
But I'm gonna say this. I think the Manosphere is to me the most entertaining sector. I'm not saying you gotta believe what I say. To me, I think that you don't know, it's drama filled. There's always some shit happening, particularly when they brought the women. And I don't know if Exposed. Did you watch when the onset of the women came into the fold?
No, so I came in 2018. I know women have always been in the space. I don't know when this drama. I seen the drama occur with like Jessica X, the breakthrough, and when that controversy. But that's really it for me.
Well, I'm talking about back in 16 and 17.
Oh, I didn't listen to it then. I never heard of the Manosphere at that time.
See, back in 16, really particularly 17, but the gender war happened on YouTube in 16, where they were flagging, and Obsidian was the number one person they tried to get his channel shut down. But then in 17, O'Shea began to put other YouTubers, particularly those that were in the gossip world, and Cynthia G, Paris Milan, and other people. He began to feature content creators that were females. And when that happened, that's when really the drama started. When the females began to be more visible in the space. It became a lot of drama and all types of other stuff. So
Here, right? So, would you say here, right? So, okay, so and here's why I think the Manosphere is the most successful, right? Because again, Snyder, right? Snyder and Polite and them, right?
Right.
Like they had their own world. You feel me? Like, right? Like, like they had their own little world, which was big, but it was big to like black folks. Now, bro, look, you got like guys like Kevin Samuels, who is, bro, like he's mainstream right now, bro. Bro, like, listen, like Kevin Samuels' name will forever be cemented in pop culture. That man's gonna die.
Are you serious? Come on, Flocka.
No,
I don't think he's not that big yet.
He ain't that big.
Oh no, listen, no. Breakfast Club, Breakfast Clubs, parodies about him, cartoons about him. You feel me? Like short films about him, bro. Kevin Samuels, like, he's that dude right now. Like he's the, I would say, man, like he has had the biggest jump from YouTube to real life, since I would say Young Pharaoh, right? But Young Pharaoh never crossed, into mainstream. Kevin Samuels right now, listen, and he has single-handedly took the Manosphere on like his back and made them the most successful black sector. Am I wrong?
Man, they mad at him right now because he done shot him out. The only person he gave a shout out to was Obsidian on that Tasha K interview. Did you watch that, Flacco?
No, listen, man. It's on Patreon. I'm not paying.
She charged exposed. Can't you believe she charged people $15 to see that?
What, 50?
Oh no, I didn't watch it, but I'm kind of, so she put it on Patreon first and charged them $15 before put it on YouTube.
Yes.
Oh, I just would have waited until it came on YouTube, but
yeah, but that's wild. $15 or 50?
I can't believe she charged $15. I mean, and to be honest with you, it was a very non-eventful interview. She didn't ask him any hard questions, nothing emotionally driven. It was very vanilla. It was a very vanilla driven interview. It was nothing. He didn't say anything you didn't already know, to be honest with you.
And no, listen, Kevin Samuels did here, right? So Kevin Samuels is playing chess, right? So with all these gay rumors going on, right? He decided to sit down with the queen of exposing gay black men and like had her say, damn, bro, like I thought you were feminine, but when you walked in, but your aura screamed and breathed masculinity. You are an alpha male. Bro, imagine that, bro.
Come on,
bro.
Really?
Kevin Samuels had Tasha K call him an alpha male. Tell me any Negro in the Manosphere who can do that.
Really? Come on, Flacco.
Come on now.
Stop.
Tasha K called that man an alpha male. Said he's masculine. Come on, listen,
that's the same woman that went crazy because the lady that alleged was sleeping with Derrick Jackson was saying that he was great in bed and she was losing her mind when she said that. Come on, man. Tasha K doing that for the cameras, man.
No, I'm saying, right? Like, listen, man, like, again, folks, right? Like say, like Kevin Samuels is feminine, right? But listen, this is the second instance, right, where very dominant females have submitted. Like, for example, Tommy from Love and Hip Hop, she said, like, bro, like he's a masculine dude, like he's an alpha male.
Yeah,
like,
it ain't easy to say you're masculine when you're 6'4".
In real life, though,
he's 6'4".
Right. So right, and when he walk in the room, though, right, and he dominates and take over women, right, right. So like, how can we call him this feminine dude for Kitten Hills when females are saying, "Holy fuck, bro!" Like when he walk in, like, bro, like,
Flacco, they
aura, it's fucking masculine.
They saying that because he's 6'4", man. He's tall and imposing. That's why.
Yeah.
I'm
I just
being
kind of,
honest.
I'll be honest. When it came to the whole gay rumors, I just thought that was kind of homophobic, and I don't really engage in that type of activities.
Yeah.
But when I first came across Kevin Samuels, when he had like 50,000 subscribers, I actually thought he was like gay, to be honest. And then I'm okay, he might just be metrosexual, but it didn't really matter to me. But I can see why people assume that, because that's actually what I thought when I first came across him.
But I'm just saying, man. Look, man. Do I think he's gay? I'm gonna say I don't know, but I really don't care. I don't really care if he is gay. If Kevin Samuel came out tomorrow and said, "Listen, guys, I'm gay, I'm bisexual," it would not change what I think one way or the other. I'm not gonna go back and say, "Oh, all of a sudden I have to look at him differently because he's gay." I mean, I'm going by the rhetoric of what he says. Let's look at it from this perspective. Exposed. For those who think Kevin Samuels is a bit rude and abrasive, do you think him by Kevin admitting that he's gay, that's going to change people's perception, or whether he's rude and abrasive with his language towards women?
No.
Exactly. It's not going to change.
Yeah, no, listen, right? But look, though,
Not for me. I mean, you know.
Nah, right? But look, man, I feel like again, it's two people and who call him gay, right? It's the black males who Kevin Samuels can probably donkey fuck their girlfriends, right? Feel me, bro? Right? Like they're mad that their girls are like obsessed with Kevin Samuels, and then there's the bitter black women who can't stand the truth, right? So, why do you think he's zesty or feminine or or gay?
Because of his mannerisms, he has very feminine mannerisms. I've seen different things. I've seen the thing with the kitty heels and so forth, and I've seen him on panels, and I've been on panels with him, and he just gives a feminine vibe.
Yo,
that gets you that way. That's just what I get.
Yo,
the things he says and how his body language. I mean, that's why I think he's potentially gay. I mean, it's not going to change. If he says he's gay, it ain't going to change how I feel about him.
Nah,
I mean,
he's not gay, man.
I mean, but what if he is? What's the big deal if he is?
That's an alpha right now. Listen, man.
No, hold on. Wait a minute, Flacco. If he says he's gay, why should it change anything?
I don't think. Again, no. And here's why, right? So again, there's nothing wrong with being gay. I have gay family members who I love and adore. So again, there's nothing wrong with being gay. But it's no buts. There's nothing wrong with being gay. Now, in terms of Kevin, so Kevin is teaching incels how to be alpha male. Now, do I think a gay man could be in like alpha male? I think it's possible, but I had yet to see it. So right? So do you think that a gay man can be in like alpha male?
Do I think a gay man can be an alpha male?
Yes.
Yes, we've had we've had people like Alexander the Great. We've had several people in other cultures that have been gay low key. I mean, we've had leaders and people throughout history, particularly in the Roman Greco times, that were gay and they were masculine. And they led armies.
Hey man,
So what's the difference?
Hey, I never seen it, but if Kevin Samuels is the first alpha gay man, then I guess there's nothing wrong with that. But I don't think it's possible. Uncle.
Yeah.
One last question, right? So one more question. Do you think Steph is cold have the most potential, but to take over the Kevin Samuels lane?
No.
Nah. Damn, Steph is cold. It's dope.
So Stephen Cole came from the workout sector or whatever. Then he went to the dating coach and stuff. I just think he's gonna do good at where he's at. I don't see him propelling any higher than where he's at. That's just I don't see it. I think he's gonna gradually make his money doing what he's doing, but I don't think he's gonna like be the next superstar to pop out of the space. I don't think he will be.
Hey, Uncle P.
What's up, P? P, are you there?
He chilling. He probably chilling right now.
My fault. My fault. I was muted. How's my audio? Am I good?
Yeah,
Yeah, you good, man.
What's going on, Flacco? What's going on, D Rail?
Just chilling, man. Just chilling.
Good.
Hey, man, D Rail, man, help me out, man, because
Okay.
I'll be going back and forth about Kevin Samuels, because I gotta admit, bro, and I mean, when you got your 22-year-old daughter calling like that nigga remind me of you, Dad. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, fuck, like, and I had that. I'm like, okay, in what way? She like, what shit? The shit he says. I'm like, oh, so you ain't listening to him either, huh? I guess. You know what I mean? So like, I really had to like check myself, because look, I ain't gonna lie, man. I listen to dudes. You know what I mean? With a clear perspective, though. You know what I mean? Like with me, it's more entertainment, because like I said, remember I told you, D-Real, if your head ain't screwed on straight as a man, that Manosphere shit will have you fucked up. It's like any extremist rhetoric. If your head ain't screwed right, you know what I mean? Like, and you on some French shit, like that's how you know what I mean? So this ain't no different than the extremist, it's extremist talk, period. You know what I mean? But like, I kind of separate Kevin Samuels from rest of the cast, because D-Real, like if you really listen to what this dude, like I listen, right? I go beyond the tone to like the message, right? So his overall message, from what I be hearing, like, correct me if I'm wrong, this is what I be getting from it a lot. It's like he's trying to I can't say it, like he don't talk like a gay man giving advice to women. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to, it may be harsh sometimes, but it's like, yo, this ain't, it's kind of like, well, this is why you ain't getting what you want, or this is how you get what you want. You see what I'm saying? Like his message ain't it's not separation. It's harsh, but it's like, these are the problems why we separated. Now the one thing he does that draws him ire, which I wish he wouldn't do, is make blanket statements. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, among all things, get him in trouble. Now, give example like with you. I keep going back to that video that you dropped the other day. You know what I mean? You said some of the things that, yeah, I mean, but you just said it in a way that wasn't as harsh. Do you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel exactly. Yeah. I understand the verbiage that you use make a difference.
Now, in all honesty, though, as I'm listening to what you saying, to what you were saying, the way you were saying, I'm like, you know what? I hear what he's saying, but the language you speaking, bro, is going in one ear and out the other. You know what I mean? I'm just being real with you, because you was being too nice. Giving the subject matter. You know what I'm saying? Because that was although you were speaking from a psychologist perspective, you was dealing with some ratchet ass subject matter. You feel me?
Right.
So it's like, my thing is this. If we, if it's up to men, which is it, up to men to raise men. And I truly believe that, like, through direct teaching or just through example, men learn from watching men. Okay. And we teach men how to be men and bring men into manhood, and we check ourselves. Right. I'm not trying to sound like Kevin, but like, women have, no, man, look, like your video was saying, like all the negative fucking stereotypes that then ain't coming from the white man. Okay. That motherfucker that I done had to become thick skinned with, and just like, that's not me. You know what I mean? But from the black man ain't shit to da-da-da, to da-da-da, to da-da-da. You know what I mean? Like, women have no problem voicing loud and clear stereotypes about men. You know what I mean? So it's like, what I hear a lot from Kevin Samuels is telling them the, maybe like the harsh, straight no chaser truth, like we've been getting. Okay. Because like I know you've been following Kevin Samuels like I had, because you broke it down. Like I was fucking with dude back when he was doing cologne and fucking fashion and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's when I was fucking with dude. So nobody had a problem with him then. And like you said, when he first entered, his criticism was more towards men.
Right.
And you know, harsh criticism, like almost the same language he using towards men or women he used towards men for like a good fucking year. And women with TT and he and go ahead and tell him Kevin and da. Right? As soon as he flipped the script, it's a fucking problem. You know, I don't agree with everything he said and everything, but I'm gonna tell you one of the main two main problems I see the women have with him that either call or just observe from the outside is one, him checking women about their weight, and when they get to going, he'll fucking mute their ass.
Right.
Okay. Now, I've heard people talk about like, oh, isn't you know how he mute people and da. But be honest with you, the other day you had a situation where if you was on your desktop, you would have been muting motherfuckers. You feel me?
Right.
So shit, like while people talk about him muting, some people wish they had the mute button or out of courtesy don't use the mute button. But I'm gonna be straight up 100 with you. I'm gonna be straight up with you, right? And feelings be hurt as they may. This is just my observation, right? But give you a good example. Okay, that incident with TC and Tiff, right?
Oh Lord! All right, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna make two comments about that. Elephant in the room. You can't take her to the Manosphere. Like she can't be one of y'all spears in the Manosphere because for real, she's an example of just what the fuck they talking about. Y'all ain't got to say it. I'll say it. She's an example of what the fuck they talking about. So they'll just sit back and motherfucking just let her go.
And they got women in the Manosphere like her. They got women that oppose that big content against them that's like her. So I mean, I hear what you're saying, but you know.
Well, you know, look,
there are some aggressive females in there. So
I mean, and that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, like that was a bad fucking look. I'm gonna just be straight up. Like, come on, like, yeah, I mean, that's like kind of really proving the point. You know what I mean? Like,
okay,
we can't even defend y'all motherfuckers without y'all going off.
Okay.
You know, and I'm just you know, bro, like it's just this is a touchy subject. That's why I generally say I avoid certain shit. But hey, that's what we talking about. You know what I mean? And it's
all right. Let me go to TC. What's up, TC?
Nah, I wanted the brother to make a second point. I mean, I'll wait.
I thought he was doing. Oh, go ahead, Pete.
No, I was done because I'm gonna start rambling. But you know what I'm saying? It's like
say what needs to be said, brother.
You're basically saying that Tiffany is an example of what they complain about, and it wouldn't make for a good look for us to debate guys. And then we got somebody on our team that's exemplary of what they complain about.
Yeah, I mean, and it's just like, goddamn, like, you know, if I'm out the fuck, look, I would hope. Hey, listen, if I'm out of line, let me know I'm out of line, please. All right, let me know. It's like she be out of line, bro. Don't nobody tell her she be out of line. I'm just, you know, which, you know, what I mean, created a fucking monster, bro. You know what I mean, like. Very disrespectful towards motherfuckers when the time. Like I done heard her go in, like talking like a fucking nigga on minor disagreements, and don't nobody say shit. But the person she going into it with, and I get it, but I ain't got to be. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to put no pacifier, bro. I'm calling it like the fuck I see it. Period. That's usually how I do because I'm quote unquote a panelist. You know what I mean? So I drop in, get my opinions on what the fuck I'm seeing. You know what I mean? And I've been seeing it for a while. And it's, you know what I mean? Although I ain't had no personal, you know what I'm saying, interactions like that, it's just I done seen it too many times, like jumping on niggas and they don't say shit. Period. Except the motherfucker she getting into it with. And that's just not cool. Period. Period. I mean, if she wrong, she need to be told she fucking wrong. And if nobody else, she be dead fucking wrong, motherfuckers, bro. Straight up. You know, but you get what you're looking for, though. You come on looking for a fight, disrespecting motherfucker. Well, you gonna get what you want, and then you can't pull the woman card, which you don't. You know what I mean? But like, if you're talking to a woman like a woman and she hitting you with just type shit she be hitting niggas with that you don't even that we don't even fucking say. I ain't heard no make no references to left on the bed and should have swallowed and all that type shit.
I feel you, man.
Yeah, I mean, and the real. Look, that's why I'm talking for you. You know what I'm saying? Because I understand, like, you know what I mean, whatever. You know what I mean? You got a platform, but I'm just a panelist, so I can talk just what the fuck I'm saying. And it's funny, niggas be getting checked when they wrong. Everybody need to get checked. You know what I mean? So, you know, like the women that come on the panel shouldn't feel that they got free reign to just like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like the punishment should always fit the crime. So I've seen minor disagreements turn into just like, oh nigga, fuck you and suck my and blah blah blah. And this shit coming from women. And then when we go back, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, bro. It's got to be fair. Period. Period. Yeah, I mean, but that shit was dead motherfucking wrong. I don't give a fuck. If you just listen to that shit, it was dead motherfucking wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like that shit was dead fucking wrong. Dead wrong. It ain't about in this case, it ain't about Dr. Johnson. It's about, okay, yo, it's time to hit these motherfuckers in the manosphere about they stance on shit, black women, but damn near women in general, but especially black women. So, you know, like, so you got a woman arguing with a man who's trying to fight on her behalf.
Right.
Make what y'all say? Make it make sense. Make that shit make sense. That's all. Like,
TC, what do you got to say about that, TC? He kind of made your point for you, but I'm gonna let you go ahead
because I'm up here. I didn't even see he was on here, bro. Hey, you can talk better for yourself, bro. You feel me?
No, I appreciate it, and it's refreshing to see people, you know, because he's not the first one. I've had people, you know, come to me behind the scenes and like really like send a $5 cash app just to relay a message to me, like, yo, I'm with you on this. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is, you know, a lot of people like to play politics. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a political game that's being played where people don't want to say what need to be said, and it's kind of spooky when you see, like, damn, bro, I mean, like, we could talk, we could say how you feel. Like, we ain't got to play this political game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I said on my show, like, listen, I blame myself because maybe I should have did my due diligence before I decided to jump out there and really stick my neck out there for someone who literally was going to be ungrateful. But I really don't even want to make a big stink about it or make it a show or even continue on. Like, if we're going to debate, we're going to debate. If not, you know. But I'm not going to come on here and just, you know, try and nitpick on her and this, that, or the third. Like, you know, I really wanted to talk about something else, but, you know, shout out to P though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just glad to see that there's people out here that's being free thinkers and they see the same bullshit that I saw. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, whatever difference, my thing is this: if we have a difference of opinion, we could settle that behind the scenes. She got my phone number, but to think that we was sitting up there actually trying to build and come up with a strategy to defend black women, and it's a black woman that come on here trying to tell me that I shouldn't do it because I had a disagreement with Umar Johnson. It's like, what the fuck? Like, why are you telling me this? Like, what are you trying to what point are you trying to prove here? But I think that situation has, manifested into something that, I think a lot of people are starting to see the light. You know what I'm saying? Like we are our own worst enemies when it comes to topics and issues like this. You know, we got to come out here and we got to stick our neck and really for black men, because again, um if a black woman thinks that they're going to solve their own problems and handle their own issues and they don't need no man, if that's the mentality that the black woman has, then we already lost that battle. We already lost that battle because y'all seen a clear example of a situation like P said, like they're making us look bad when we out here trying to defend. As a matter of fact, if we're going to speak about the Dr. Johnson situation, it reminds me of when he was on, I think it was Roland Martin. And the only thing he was trying to do was defend black marriage. And it was a black man and a black woman telling him that he's crazy. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, why are y'all arguing about this? I'm saying that somebody should want you. Somebody should want to marry you. You know what I'm saying? And you shouldn't have to go outside your own race to do it. And it's like, well, you're crazy. Like, huh? Like, I don't need a black woman telling me that I don't need to defend them. Because if that's the case, when something does happen, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters? Don't come looking at me to help you out. Because you know what I'm saying? Like, you just told me, cocksucker, fuck you. So I mean, like, it's rough, but again, that's why I say that we cannot box everyone in the same category. You got some out there that's gonna want you to, have their back and defend and stand up for them. You know what I'm saying? And those are the ones, like, you can't save everybody, unfortunately, and that's all it is.
I feel you.
I don't want to make it seem like it's a situation where I'm like, but it's just something I for months I just been seeing shit, and I just felt that shit just need to be said. You know what I mean? But like I said, it's like, like you said, you can't help everybody who, like I said, if they got it, they good, and it's like more than anything, like I've learned as I've gotten older, is that it's all about you. You know what I mean? Like, as you raise your level up, this goes for men and women. Like, as you raise your level up, and when I say level up, I mean in terms of being as a man and a gentleman, as a woman and a lady. As you start to raise your level up, yeah, that's what you will get in return. You know what I mean? So the more I worked on me to become a grown ass man and a gentleman, I started attracting women and ladies. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Where it goes, the better you are, the better you're gonna get. Period. And about high value, meaning, like, you know what I'm saying, like the Kevin Samuels, that in terms of high value. But money is a byproduct of motherfucking how you getting your shit on. Period. So if you make efforts to become a man and a gentleman, there's certain shit that comes along with that, working, careers, whatever. So money is a byproduct of that. But trust me, like, when you become a man and a gentleman, a woman and lady will motherfucking take notice to you, or vice versa. So yeah, I mean, because I'm not dealing with the same caliber of women that I was when I was in my 20s, because I wasn't the man I was in my 20s. See what I'm saying?
All right.
Yeah.
That's what it's truly.
And it's even worse, right? So I had this goofy nigga, recognized game, just straight goofy.
Oh,
And I guess
he came in there trying to mess with you?
nah, he did a live stream about me, and I guess, like, that was a big, he got like over 500 views for like the first time in months. And I'm like,
You mean ever?
yeah, right. And I'm looking, I'm like, where the fuck was he at when we was really out here, you know,
Doing shit. Exactly.
Albert Lanier out here calling disgusting looking, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and you know, it's like, bro, you can't be serious. And, you know, you can't take people like that serious because you only want to come out when it's convenient for you. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
That's
Like,
why I ain't bothered responding to him. I'm like, I'm tired of
yeah,
recognized game coming up. He'll come on a panel in the middle of a discussion and try to change the topic to some shit that he want to talk about, and then he get mad when we don't want to discuss it and say that everybody acting like clowns and they don't want to be intelligent. Then you acting feminine. So man, I had to kick his ass off, man. And so he want to start. He's done 2 videos about me. I'm like, so what, dude? I'm not trying to. I'm tired of building other people's platforms.
he's really wishy-washy, Darrell. I remember when I dealt with him. It's crazy because we was for like the first like hour and a half we was building, and you know, it seemed like everything was cool. The minute Make a Change comes into the chat, all of a sudden he want to act weirder. I'm like, yo, this dude, he two-faced it. So that's why I really didn't bang on him after that. And it's just like that's his character. That's what he liked to do. You know what I'm saying? And you know, but again, back to Peace Point, like I gotta salute him because yo, it's too many people playing this politic game. Like it's like yo, like we gotta. It goes back to where you know, all right, before you do anything, check yourself, clean your own house. You know what I'm saying? Clean out your own closet. So it's like, all right, because I'm having to take a step back because like, all right, so if I go over here and I try to defend black women, I gotta show good examples of what am I actually defending here? You know, because what I mean, I got Flacco right here. I got the Manosphere dudes over there, and they're all talking like, "Yo, you more than half of the women ain't shit. This ain't shit. This ain't shit." And you like, no, 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 that ain't true. And then they say, "Show me an example," and it's like, fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, do I really got to dig into my personal life and show how my wife is really a good black woman, or how you know my single mother raised a king? Like, you know, I should be able to give examples of the YouTube world of the women that I've interacted with, you know, and there's someone here that I could give a good example of. But again, people could point at that situation that happened on your panel and be like, this is what you're trying to save, this is what you've been saving, this is what you've been defending. And not only what happened on your panel, but past panels. You know what I'm saying? And listen, like he's right. We've created this monster. Because I probably should have been saying shit when she was getting super disrespectful with Don. I should have been saying shit when she was getting. You know, the one thing I've noticed though, she don't have that same energy with other women. I've noticed that. And I remember when her and C-Rock got into it a couple times on your panel, when it was like, you know what I'm saying? But if you really look at the list, it's always men with her. It's never another woman, except for anti-Afro, maybe. But we never seen them on a
and the women on smoke. Well, it used to be Smoke panel when he had a panel.
But I never seen. I really didn't see her over there really getting disrespectful with them like that. I didn't see it.
Okay.
I didn't see her and creepy people. I didn't hear her say something like that, the creepy or Stargate, nothing like that. I never seen that. I only seen the complete disrespect towards the men. So it's like, like, what's that about? You know, but I mean, teachers on, like I said, I'm really not trying to dwell on that situation. But yeah, we definitely gotta I'm gonna have to look at myself in the mirror for that. And you know, hearing what P was saying, like he's absolutely right. Like, you know, I bit my tongue for way too long. Way too long.
So have y'all come up with a topic yet?
I don't listen. It got to be within the sector. It got to be within what we actually disagreeing on. I see absolutely no point of debating Pan-Africanism or political scholars. I see absolutely no reason to do that. You know, it
Right.
has no everything else has a backstory, and it could be settled once and for all. But like I said, it's not really going to it's not going to manifest if she's afraid to actually have dialogue on things that we've had disagreements about. You know, because
Right.
it's easy to argue. I mean, it's real easy. We can come on here, yell, throw insults back and forth, da 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 da. But could she actually sit there for 5 minutes and hear facts? I don't think so.
Hey,
So.
Darrell, let me ask you a question. If you could just like encapsulate the manosphere, what percentage would you say is like, are they fanatic, just straight crazy fanatical to, I mean, dudes who got like reasonable points?
I say, man, the manosphere, I'm gonna say about 90% of the manosphere is extreme. You got about 10% that's reasonable.
God damn.
I'm being for real. I'm being generous on the 10%.
Let me ask you this. Has it gotten worse over the years?
Hell yeah, it got worse every year.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Man, listen, man, back in 15 and 16, like some of these guys actually did say some meaningful stuff. They talked about a big part of the manosphere was about guys not getting screwed over and dating or being exploited, not letting women take your money. Dating shit like women that have known to take advantage of men through dating and marriage. It was about that type of stuff. How to handle divorce, how to handle child support, helping guys seek legal help. How to handle stuff when somebody falsely accused you of sexual harassment or false charges of rape. It was some serious shit. It was real shit. It was stuff like that, man. And then it went from that. Then it was about helping guys get into different industries like the trucking industry and tech. Man, it's talking about stuff like that. Yeah, they had some extreme stuff, but they had a lot more of that type of topic. Then around 18, man, something happened around 2018. Then you start seeing these guys that had all these more radical ideas start coming to the fold out of the blue, saying all kind of stuff. They start arguing more with women. They start yelling and screaming. Then you had these people talking about going travel to Brazil and Colombia and the Philippines and all these other places and stuff. Black women ain't this and they this and that. And then you start having guys coming out talking about they'll choke a woman and they'll literally say they'll beat a woman ass and pump and dump her and all. That shit started coming out like in 18, man. They got 18 and 19. They got way more rap. Like for real.
So
it almost sounds like which happens with a lot of movements. It almost infiltrated.
So do you think some of those men were actual victims of that,
yes,
and they just going to stay bitter?
Yeah, a lot of those guys were actually victims. There's a ton. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. There's a ton of guys, man, that have had domestic violence situations. I've debated with multiple guys that talked about they was married or with a girl and she called the police on me and got me arrested.
Right.
Multiple times. I'm like, I can see 1 or 2 times. These niggas been called on by the police like 5, 6, 7, 8 times or more. Something wrong, man. When stuff like that happen that many times, it's a problem.
So
and it can't just be her.
But like, I mean, I could see that happening, and you could turn someone like bitter for life.
Right.
But I mean, when does it become to a point where, okay, bro, now you're taking it too far? Like, I understand you may have been lied on, you may have been humiliated.
But they don't understand that. They don't understand it.
Right.
They don't understand it. They stuck in it and they refuse to want to get out of it.
Right. I mean, because that's a dangerous game. That's a dangerous game, especially like I was incarcerated with a guy, right? He spent 15 years in jail for a situation where, he was accused of raping a woman and wound up like, being free, during a DNA situation.
Right.
And he wound up coming back. That's what he was when he got back for a different crime. But again, this brother, he just got free and went home to absolutely nothing.
Right.
He's been incarcerated for 15 years. So of course he's gonna he's gonna be right back in the system, because it's like he lost 15 years of his life. He got to start all over in his mid 30s. Of course he's gonna turn to, drugs, or he's in there for
There's
like
nothing
an
that
armed
for him.
robbery. Right. You know what I'm saying? People don't understand how something like that could just destroy someone's life.
It can.
And again, like, you can't give him an excuse and say, hey, well, he did record, but then you can see like how that happened. Like, I'm just looking like he probably could have did something different with his life instead of spend 15 years incarcerated. And the silly thing about this is, right, he was so anxious to come home, right? Because he told us the story. I'm like, bro, he said, man, listen, they said I could get a new trial where I would have to wait like 6 something months to finally get a new trial, or I could sign this paper agreeing not to sue them and just be free. Just walk right out the doors in like a day or two. And he said he signed that paper so fast. I was like, dude, like, you supposed to get your new trial, introduce some new evidence, and
Right.
sue them for every red cent. Pay you like $1 million a day every single day you walk. I mean, that's not realistic, but again, but he was so anxious that he spent 15 years for something he didn't do. So he wanted to just
Right.
go home, but it's sad.
It is sad, man.
This is very like interesting to me, and like the black community should really take a close look at this, because we see it manifest in others, but if we want to know how shit gets the way it is, this is a good example for us to see with our own. Like if you want to wonder how neo-Nazi and the Klan and all that get recruited, this is it. This is an example, because like I keep going back to this is extremist talk, period. And like I say, with any extremist group, they target people who ain't got their head screwed on right. You know what I'm saying? And when you broke down the demographic, like you was like, yeah, they mostly 30 and over. I'm like, I start to see the picture. A lot of men, they coming out their divorces, and they first divorces in their 30s. Like I said, when I was coming out of divorces, wasn't no social media. This shit wasn't around. Okay. Now, had I had this shit and not gotten into like postmarital counseling, I totally understand how you come out of a marriage with some bitterness and then you jump on this shit. Oh, that's all she wrote. Do you agree with that, D. Darrell?
Yeah, I agree. That shit can change your perspective on a lot of things,
Boy, I'm telling you.
But you can't think the majority of women are like that because of your bad. That's where the flaw happens, when you judge every woman based on your own experience, and that's just not fair. That's illogical.
Well, like I say, you got to kind of look in the mirror, bro. Like, because with me, it's like I say, when I evaluated my overall shit, when I think about like, okay, yeah, I had bad experiences, but a lot of the opinions that I have, it ain't really based. I had to think about it, ain't really based on my shit. It's my dudes' experiences and shit. Like when they come over my crib crying about they shit. You know what I mean?
Right.
I've been pretty fortunate, but I had to look myself in the mirror, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2. All my bad experiences, I knew what the fuck I was getting into. I knew, you know what I'm saying? So we got to take personal accountability. And like you say, like if you in relationships and you constantly getting the police called and all this, well, either it's something wrong with you, or you in a ratchet mindset, so that you picking from the bottom of the barrel. So that's what you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about your mindset also. And look, I gotta be 100. When I was younger, I used to like young, hot, crazy motherfuckers. Well, you get what you get what you get.
Right.
I never complained because I knew what the fuck I knew what the fuck I was getting myself into. And that's true with men and women. Like, you gotta quit blaming people for bad decisions that you make.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, it's
at some point you have to change on your own.
Exactly. And when you change, shit'll change around you. It really does. I know it sounds like a cliche, but it really truly does.
Right. So living life to the fullest says, "Hey, D. Darrell and everyone." Seems to me that Tiff mostly goes for people that bad mouth her first. TC and Tiff beef was instigated by others such as Don and Catherine. Her loyalty with Umar comes first. What do you think about that, TC?
Yeah, I'm pumping gas. So if you hear some noise in the background, I don't know. I don't know if it is something going on behind the scenes, but like I said, I'm really kind of like over it at this point. Like, either we're going to debate or we not. But I'm trusting. I'm really not trying to turn this into a thing of constantly going back and forth with her. Like, I'm really ready to move on, actually, because like, it's not going to get anywhere. It's not going to get anywhere. It's only going to be like counterproductive. Me and her just giving insults back and forth. Like, I'm pretty much done with it. But I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if something was going on behind the scenes, and whatever the case is, I don't know. But nothing surprises me in the sector anymore. Nothing at all, bro.
I get it. Well, guys, I'm about to go ahead and wrap this one up. Any last words from anybody?
Yeah, just as always, man, I appreciate you for giving me the opportunity to speak on your platform, D. Darrell. And bro, now that I'm listening to your Life Solutions channel, bro, hey, keep dropping that content, bro. That's the real shit right there. Bro. I appreciate it. Hey,
yeah,
TC, I'm with you now on your channel, bro. So you know what I mean. I'm gonna be checking in with you if I can, my man.
All right, no problem. Hey, rest in peace, New Jack, man. I just Truth just told me he died. I can't believe.
Yeah, New Jack did pass away. Yeah,
that's crazy. What was the cause? Anybody know?
I don't know. I don't know the cause of death.
Damn, that's crazy, man. That was my favorite black wrestler.
He died at 58.
Yeah, because you could tell that he was really a ghetto motherfucker. Like, it felt like one of us was really wrestling. Like, I couldn't relate to the other black wrestlers, like a Kamala and Rocky Johnson. I couldn't really relate to them. But New Jack seemed like he was just a real hood nigga that was out there fighting and beating niggas up.
Hey, this nigga carry a fucking knife with him, bro, and used it.
And used it, right?
No, but you know what else was hooded out that people wouldn't think? You remember the Godfather, the pimp on WWE?
Yeah.
Man, that Negro there, he was wild, man. He used to be a bouncer. He was hooded out.
His gimmick was a pimp, right? But he actually owns a strip club in Vegas to this day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all be safe in these real streets. You hear me?
All right, man. Y'all have a good night.
Okay.
All right.
Any last words, TC?
No, that was it, brother. You have a good night, man. Enjoy your weekend.
All right, brother. See, so I'll be going live tomorrow. Peace.
All right, guys. D. Darrell, Life Solutions. D. Darrell, the Rebirth. Had a nice live, had a good panel today. I will be going live tomorrow, probably around 3-4 o'clock. Tomorrow, I'm probably gonna do 2 lives tomorrow and maybe 1 live on Sunday. I will be dropping a lot more content on D. Darrell Life Solutions. Y'all have a great day. Peace.